Hello, this is William Bowman, and I'm recording this video for Philip over at Philip's Yard Care. Thank you so much for allowing me to record this video for you. I'm sorry that it took so late into the week for me to actually sit down and take some time to record it. It's been a hectic week, I apologize. I'm really just looking for feedback on how to make these videos better so that you can actually implement these steps yourself. So what I'm going to cover is I'm literally just going to pop through your site. I'm going to make a couple comments on some things, and then I'm going to show you the volume of people that are actually looking for your services in your area, along with your top competitor, your top online competitor, what they're doing to get that volume, and some quick changes you guys can make so that you guys can redirect that volume over to your site instead. That way you guys can bring in those customers digitally. So the first thing that I want to cover is your site. So when we pop through, I like your site. I like the fact that you have a picture here. It makes it very personal. It makes it feel like they have a connection to you. And then, other than that, your site, the only thing that I think it's missing is content, like actual words. And the reason you want these words in there is because you want to be able to explain exactly what you do, and you want to be able to slip in what are called keywords. So keywords, these are simply just what you would throw into Google in order to find your service. So for example, tree service El Paso, that's a keyword that somebody who's looking for your services might throw in to Google. And I'll show you the volume behind this here in a moment. But I want to cover, the power of these keywords and what they get you. So when we're talking about tree service El Paso and we throw this in, the first thing we're going to see is the ads up at top. I'm glad to see that you're not here, because actually a lot of people see the word ad, or they know that these are ads, and they just scroll right past. It's not bad to use it when you're first ramping up, but it's not a good long-term solution. The next area, this is called the Google Map Pack. You can actually get set up here by going to GMB or Google My Business and putting in some information. You can get a little point on this map, and you can link to your website, which helps for ranking. So now when we roll down, this is the area that I want to spend my time focusing. You should see quite a few companies above Yelp and Angie's List. So this shows that there's not very much competition in the area that understands how to get up here. And the only way to get up here is to optimize your site based on Google's algorithm. And that's not a publicly shared algorithm, but there's some ways to check that. And I'll kind of show you and explain some of those things. So you can't pay to be here. You have to optimize for certain search words in order to end up here. So when we pop over El Paso Tree Service, El Paso Trees, I have this open, and I don't want to spend too much time going through their actual site. I'd rather just show you underneath the hood what they're doing correctly. That way you can kind of start copying some of that and maybe, getting some of that volume. The one thing I do want to note before I move on is the fact that they do have quite a bit of content. On this front page, I'm guessing they have about 800 to 1,000 words. So you want to beat that if you want to be number one. You want to have, 100, 200, maybe even 300 more words than they do. But let's look into what they're doing correctly. So when we pop over El Paso Trees, let me explain all of these figures, that way they're not just, just random figures up on a screen. You have the UR and the DR. UR is a URL rating. It's like the trustworthiness of your site, and the DR is the domain rating. It's like the power or the reputation of your site. So when you're talking about these two numbers, they're like key indicators that show you where you would actually rank for your specific site in your specific area and industry. So it's really good to have these numbers as high as possible from a 0 to 100 ranking scale. And for being number one in this area, I would have expected these numbers to be quite a bit higher. So there's not very much competition to become number one in El Paso. So now when we look over here, the way to raise these two numbers is through the usage of what we call backlinks. And backlinks are simply just, imagine I'm writing a blog and I say, hey, Philip's Yard Care, they're the best in town. Definitely go use them. And then I put a link to your site. Well, that's an example of a great backlink, especially if it's on a blog that's, well known or something like that. And there's other types of backlinks that aren't as high quality as that. And that's really when we're talking about, putting your information on like a directory site, like Yellow Pages or something like that. That counts as a backlink. So I always tell my customers, focus on quality backlinks. Having some, citations, what we call citations on directory sites isn't bad. It raises your UR, but you really want this DR to be raised. So that's done through quality backlinks. And I've seen 10 or 15 quality backlinks beat 1,000 poorly made backlinks. So definitely focus on quality over quantity. So then when we pop over here, I want to show you the keywords. This referring domains is just how many sites are sending them a total of the backlinks. So they have 18 different sites sending them a total of 31 different links to their site. So now if we pop over to the organic keywords, these are the actual keywords that they would pop up, and here's their ranking. And this is the average volume every single month of people doing these searches. Now, you start noticing tree removal El Paso. That's 30 people on average search that. Tree removal El Paso, 40 people search that. There is quite a few different types of cost cutters, chit chat El Paso, yard work El Paso, 40. Tree trimming services in my area. So you basically, what you want to do is, instead of doing like in my area or just what we call national keywords like big wood tree service or tree trimmers in my area, these are national, so even though they have good volume, if somebody searches it in like Chicago and they find you, that's not really going to help you, and you will naturally rank for this in my area because Google knows that they're in El Paso when they search. So I recommend my all of the clients do tree removal El Paso, Texas, because this is a buyer intent keyword. But let's pop over to your site and kind of see what's going on. So when we pop over, this is kind of why I wanted to make the video for you, because it looks like your UR and DR haven't really moved, and it looks like your site isn't ranking for any keywords. So this is where, adding that content and being able to rank for these keywords and maybe some backlinks, even just, directory sites to get you started, and then maybe making some content for a blog or something like that. That will make an amazing impact on your current site. So that's kind of what I wanted to cover with yours, just kind of show you that. Also, if you don't have your GMB set up, definitely go get this set up. This is a good source of quite a few customers. So GMB setup, content, and then some backlinks. That would be my recommendation. So if you have any questions, feel free to give me a call, or you can email back to me. Please let me know, what can I explain differently, or what can I go over that would be helpful to you. So thank you so much, and I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.